Welcome to East Tennessee Pinball. Working on this Junkyard Wars here. Game's mostly working. It's got, when you boot it up, it says switch number 45 is not going. And I figured out which switch that is. It's this one right here. And you go to the switch test and, just click and click. And then you look closely. This, which is switch 45, is registering as the trough ball switch. Back up here is one of these optos, which is number 35. So they're on the same 45 and 35. They are here on the same row. The trough and the ramp exit. And I was trying to figure out, maybe the trough, something's kind of goofy. And then I just, oops, hit the flipper. And then I looked a little closer, and this thing, the solder job is just awful. I'm pretty certain that solder is grounded out on this plate here. So I'm going to start by snipping this switch off there and see if I can get the trough working. Kind of eliminate some of my uncertainty about everything. Keep hitting that flipper switch. So I'm going to snip. Get that out of the equation. And now, so before my trough switch was not working. All of them were but number 4. Let's until now I get this propped up. So these trough switches are these optos. This is one side of the opto. So this is the actual little LEDs. I don't know if this is a transmitter or the receiver. So there's 4 of them. The first, that's number. It's labeled in there, ball 1, ball 2, ball 3, and ball 4. So ball 4 are the ones not working. So if I just stick my screwdriver in there, not touching anything electronically, and so on the other side, so on the other side, if I can get it to show you here. That's it right there. So this, right in there, so that's, I can point it, find it with my finger. That's one of the LEDs that's, again, that's either the receiver and the sender, and then on the other side over here, that's one of the opposite, either the send or receive. So it's just sending a little light beam. So if I send my screwdriver in here, where the ball would be, so if I get way down here, and I'm looking on the screen, that's ball 2. If I get all the way down here, there's ball 1, ball 2, ball 3. Oh, ball 4 is working now. So that one there, that one's the one that was, I need to zoom out in a little bit. Zoom out, there we go. That one was not working before. So now I put my screwdriver in between there, just blocking that light signal, not touching anything. So now that's working. So I believe all my switches are working now, except for this mangled up mess. And I'm betting the only thing wrong with it is that solder job was so bad, it's touching the metal frame and grounding out and all. So I'll just get a whole new switch and put it on there and fix that. I bet that switch 45 will work, because like I said, it was, when I was hitting it, it was registering. Well, you saw it was registering, but it has 35. So it's all goofy because it's a total, geez, I hope y'all can see how bad that is. It's having a hard time focusing on the right little portion of it. But yeah, it's pretty ugly. So I got this thing unsoldered or unscrewed. There's 2 little screws go in there. And what a freaking mess. So, I always encourage people to work on their own games, but maybe not everybody. This is bad. So there's 3 legs here. Those 2 they're touching. I don't know if they're soldered together. They're not. No, that's free, but it's touching. So if it's touching, it's probably conducting electricity. Not to mention, it's all globbed up, and so somebody wrapped the wire around it, and then just it's like braided wire wrapped all around it, and then added a bunch of solder to that, and so not only is this all messed up, those two touching together, this whole glob was touching the frame of the switch, or the switch bracket, which is also not great. So I think I'll throw this in the trash. Get a fresh new one, little cherry switch. And so just in case you didn't know, these little, like this, you can probably find somewhere that sells just the switch, but I'm just going to use a generic little micro switch. I'm going to just reuse this little metal bracket because they just pop off, and I'll reuse this part. That way I'll reuse. Sorry, when I'm zoomed in, I cannot use my fingers. I'll reuse this little metal piece here. That way I don't have to try to stock all this stuff or have to order one of these for $12 or something crazy and wait a week and pay another $10 shipping or something, you know. I can just get one of these cherry switches for like, I don't know, $1, and I've got one right here, so be quick and easy. So I'm going to solder these up, and I've already tinned them up here. I'll just show you what I should have done on camera, so I'll do it again. When I'm soldering in a game, most of the time, I'm not actually holding the solder when I'm attaching the wires because I've only got 2 hands. I think that's what a lot of people do. They'll insist on jamming the wire through the holes in here, and then you get the wire stuck way through, and then they just glob on. So I just smack the wire up against here. I'm going to figure out which one goes which. So the white goes to the hot side. So that would be this one here, and I just hold it up against there and heat up both sides, ideally at the same time, or squeeze it there. If I go, oops. And I'm probably occluding your view. That does not look very good. I say it didn't look good. It wasn't shiny. Kind of. Okay, that looks good. And then this green one goes in the middle. I'll try to solder left-handed. This is a little bit more difficult, but I'll get my hand out of the way. There, it's done. And that's a little bit more solder on there than necessary. Y'all still can't probably see anything, but you basically say the technique. I basically get all the solder on there and then just tack them up. It's not a structural solder by any means, but it's, you know, you can give it a good yank. It's not coming off, so that's good. And next we'll turn the game on and see if that switch is working. So I'm booting the game up. Go into test, switch edges. Let's see what this does for us. It's showing the ramp. I guess we should probably check this trough also. Find something to stick up in there. Pencil would probably be better. Yeah, there's ball trough number 4. 3, 2, and 1. They're all working. Okay, so my switch errors are a problem. So I believe that's, I think that's all. I think maybe this game, let's look. I want to think that this game doesn't have any flashers, which would probably be a voltage problem. Let's back up 1. Let's go through. Oh, I saw a flasher. Yeah, there's some working. Okay, so about half of them or several of them are not working, it looks like, but that's probably just bad bulbs. So I think everything's working on this game, short of just shopping it out. The rubbers are pretty trashed. Well, they're not horrible. They're dirty, and I really don't like the white on this vintage of a game. So I'll probably put clear on this thing. It definitely needs a shop job. Those flipper bushings are gone. Gotta look, if you want to see if the bushings need to be repaired, or there's no repair, replace, rotate it in this axis. That's what keeps that from flopping. It makes your flippers floppy. That is not right. And it's that little plastic bushing that the shaft goes through. It's just wallered out. There's no way to fix that other than replace that bushing. It's like a $2 part though, so it's no big deal. Probably the whole flipper bushing and the coil stops are likely shot too. These games, the toilets look nasty, but they're supposed to look nasty. It always kind of, same with this. This fridge, you know, you want to clean it? Nope. This thing is dirty by design. So everything else has to really look good, so it's real obvious that this is dirty. Otherwise, it just makes the game look dirty. So I kind of don't like that about this game. Like these old junk cars, they look really dirty, but they're supposed to look dirty, so it means everything else has to shine so that these are comically dirty, not just like dirty looking dirty. So like all this clear stuff under here, take that out, put that clear in the ultrasonic, and boom, it's like brand new. The plastics on this game are really nice. The ramps, somebody's done some minor repairs here, which looks like they did a pretty decent job. They scabbed another piece of plastic on there, and I think that's quite a functional repair. I'm pretty happy with that. I'm not gonna, don't think I'll replace the ramps. They're not, usually it's the entrances that are all bashed up, and this one is not. I mean, it looks like somebody dropped a drop of glue or something on there or I don't know what that is. They dropped something, but the entrances are not beat up on either one of these. So I think all the switches are working. At least some of the flushers are working. The GI, well, looks like a bunch of them may be out, huh? It could be individual bulbs. I don't think that's a whole string. Those might be, those actually might be controlled lights underneath there. Not sure. The LEDs on here, maybe not the greatest. Some of the, when people LED'd some of their games early on, when they first came out, you know, they were all cool and everything, but they kind of sucked also. The LEDs they have now are way better than the ones from, say, 10 years or even 5 years ago. They're better. No doubt about it. So I might say the same thing 5 years from now. I don't know, but certainly that's the case. So anyway, I think I'll end this video here. Maybe I'll do another one when we shop it. Don't know. But this game will be for sale sometime here in the near future. And if you're interested in Junkyard, give me a holler. Adios. Well, I realize why the plastic looks so good. They're new. You don't get these keychains unless you replace the plastic. So yeah, somebody's put all new plastics on here. That's why they look so pretty.